Well, and yeah, that's not the direction the sun comes from, so it's blowing over the top of it. But the little curlicues on the bottom of that cloud kind of indicate it's trying to drop something. There's some more up there. It's at 85% humidity, and we're 64 degrees this morning. And I gotta go see why there's a calf down here bellowing. Last night it sounded like maybe it was down in the bottom. You know, like calf on one side of the fence, cow on the other side of the fence, but no. Little turkey might have his head in the head gate down there, or maybe stuck in the feeder. I don't know. I didn't think about that until this morning, you know. And then I'm going, that little bugger still? What the heck? So, give me a minute. Sorry, I'm tripping here. Give me a minute, and we'll see what we find. Can you say dumb shit? And yeah, I think I'm gonna go in this way. Reason being, this way is generally drier. That side's just, but yeah. Wonder if you're the same one that got in there before. My eyes aren't seeing clear yet. Really? That would be Boomer's baby. Yeah. Yeah, would you like out? Okay. Okay, give me a second. I say, don't know how long he's been there, but I know how long he's been standing up because he was making noise. Oh, I don't like having to climb up on stuff to do this. But there you go. Pull that back up so maybe they'll stay on it. I don't remember who it was that tied. Yeah, go find your mommy. Do I gotta chase you out to go find your mama? She's standing right there. Yeah. It's been a little while since he walked, you can tell. At least his head wasn't all swelled up. Mommy, you won't believe what happened. I stuck my head where it didn't belong, and you couldn't get there to feed me? And oh my gosh, Mom, I'm just so hungry. I'm starving to death. Yeah. Figure I'll come out and hook this back up before they tear it up any worse. Luckily, all they did was unhook it. I was afraid they broke that off. That was a lightweight, what the equine people call a round pen. We picked it up, found it on Craigslist, place out in Banks had it. And when we got it, we needed someplace for the kids' 4-H projects. And of course, yes, we still had out here. And behind the shop, out here in what is now a shithole, we always had that separate. But it was just a couple of wires and, you know, nothing. Keep cows where they belong, but not really keep unruly calves where they needed to be. So for, I don't know, at the time you couldn't touch them for less than about $1,500 for the number of panels that there were. I think we got it for like $1,100. Used it. They're behind the shop to set that up so they could, you know, take their market steers and let them out there, the heifers they were working with, whatever. And then later, you know, we needed something across here that was solider than the wires that are down at the other end. And yeah, hawk flying across. And here I'm watching the hawk, and it's just, I saw the hawk too, but there's a chunk of shit on my leg. On my half anyway, on the screen. Oh yeah. Let's see what the day brings. Really, I haven't noticed much for a dew. I might go try to bail right now. Wake everybody up there. Found a Hope. And that's one of her boyfriends she hangs with. What you doing, Hope? Huh? She was, behind me a ways, between me and the sprinkler when I come up. Kind of like dead space right there. Sped that up. I'm not going to wait for it all day. I talked to her for a minute and I thought I should have got her on video. It's been a while. I just don't know. She don't want me to get that close, so I won't. And that's a yellow tag doing the babysitting up here today. I don't know how many of the calves are out here. There's a few back that way too. Oh. Anyway, first I knocked the pipe off. I knew that was going to happen. No matter, we'll be on that one for a while. We got another 4 days before we're going to come over here and start watering this again. So, coming off that rise, we'll get some of that. It'll be fine today, but tomorrow, Dino's group's getting kicked out of there. And we really need to try to get the other part of that watered, but of course at the same time we got equipment to clean up. We've cleaned it up there, we've cleaned it up other side of the tree on the other side of the creek below the feed barn. We've cleaned it up at the bottom of the lane, just wherever, but it's kind of nice right there because there's no cows in the way. We've also cleaned it up way over that way by the property line in the bottom where we were feeding the cows last year, year before, whenever it was. Problem with that is, though, they tend to go over the whole thing and lick it and rub their butts on it and shit on it. And then you just got a bigger mess. Well, finally got irrigation done, feeding done. Becky just brought us up here. I should drive in there by the windrow and see what it feels like. It feels tough and I can't crank it and break it. So we're going to bale it. Yeah, I know it doesn't pass the crank test, but it needs the moisture in it to make a bale. And she's going to, the way it's going to end up, she's going to end up with a broken at the end, but that's okay. Done is done. That's all I really care about. And this stuff's going to be fine. I cut that other bale in there because, it wasn't going to be good. Hopefully by the time the next one gets to the end, the tension is not so tight on it. I hate to have to back the tension off, then we got soft bales you can't handle. It's going so good, like I figured it would. I got 2 bales picked up this morning, and I've cut 2 of them out of the pickup because they weren't going to come up. And that one by right shouldn't have made it up, but I got it on. Just got to put the handle on when I get home. So, yeah, better than yesterday. That one so far looks like a pretty good bale coming out. The others by this point have kind of started twisting in the quarter turn to shoot. And yeah, I'm just driving around aimlessly, trying to stay out of her way. So, yeah. Gee, let me see. When I cut this, I should be lucky to get 20 bales. Well, seeing we got to count the 2 grass bales that are in here. And that one there makes 5. So, we're either going to get 6 or 7 bales. Yay! Woohoo! 7 bales! ain't got much sticking out. Now, if there was really a way to bring everything that's left here together, actually get it.
Like you go first, that way you can get ready to dump off. Actually get it
Picked out and not get it full of dirt and chunks of sod from, we might get one more bale. So there were some very expensive bales.
It's been tinkling this morning. Yes, I know I have dirty windows, but no, I'm not switching into Ford. It's too damn down soothing. I decided to oil this shit of a road up here. Got just enough moisture where we could finish baling little bales today, so we're officially done with haying season as of about 10 minutes ago. But that little bit of rain and us being 100 plus degrees sucks dick. It's not gonna shit. But at least they're gonna get the combine, which I was supposed to do yesterday, because they have a leaning combine, which I would love if we ever get back into combining. But I was trying to get a good view of the sun's just peeking out of there. It looks pretty cool from back there, but I don't think I'm going to get that good of a view of it. Oh, you can actually see the nest this morning. It's not bright out. That's the 6th clutch of eggs, and it's been a community nest. I think the most that we counted was 8 babies in there. And these guys are just about ready to fly the coop, actually.
We found a friend sitting on the end of the bale. We're getting ready to stuff the pipes through it so we can pull the bale out. It's like, whoa. She thinks she's going to get it on her finger.
He's not alive. Oh, yeah, he is.
Well, too bad the camera wasn't facing me. Literally, it came from the bale by her and went right here and brushed my arm that I'm holding the phone with.
Ours doesn't have an ejecto button. Okay, we'll start that again. This one is the one that's tied right behind this one that we just took out. Obviously, the softer part of it was out of the chamber onto the slide. We wish we had an ejecto. We had to drain some of the oil, which was a pain in the ass. Normally, there's a filter on top, hook air to it to help it bleed out quicker. Makes it easier on all of us, but I got a bad feeling about this bale. That it ain't gonna come easily. Motherfucker! That's what we were afraid of. And he just hurt himself because he went back really far with that. So now I get to dig the fucker out of there. Pardon my French, but fuck you, Baylor.
Well, there's what we ended up with out of that one that broke. I'm assuming perhaps Ty actually got me a couple of videos that she sent. There is like a flake right there. Of course, it's on the other side of the twine, so you got to cut the twine. And Ty had had enough dust by the time she was that far. So, yeah, tomorrow when she's blowing, lots of work to do. And now this one reason it'd be nice to have a newer baler. This does not have an ejector on it. They didn't make the 4900 with an ejector. I don't know if the 4910 has one or not, but after that they started putting ejectors on them. And this one, I cheated. I marked our gauge. It had it marked before, but it was getting hard to see. And I backed it off, and luckily the jam nut stayed with the shaft, so that worked out well. As soon as the second oat bale was out, and I had a pile of that over here, I ended up taking 6 bales up, but one of them was like 2 feet long because she ran out. I told her don't run it all the way down because I didn't want to pick anything up here. So anyway, letting it actually back all the way off worked out good. Grabbed a A-hook, pulled the first one out, reached in and got the second one to move, and reached in and pulled it right out. So I just have to remember that trick, since that's what we do with that one anyway. Oh, and the lovely thing about the county oil in the road, that's what's still on there. This was like 2 big huge handfuls of gravel and oil on it. Most of what was up there fell off. Gotta love it. So anyway, see how far she gets tomorrow. Try to get the compressor down here today. That way it's all sitting here for whenever she gets here. This thing's ready to go, ready to get blown off. Nice fuel tank full of shit. Only good thing is that stuff wasn't real sticky this year like it usually is. And I noticed this tire's a little low. Hopefully it ain't a broken frickin' rim. That's usually what happens. So anyway, I'll walk back up, let the cows back out. When that gets in, that'll be well after lunch. Turn it where it is and try to get some of that dry stuff wet. Yeah, you can kind of see there to the left of the skid steer, there's a stack of hay. Those are bales that are too wet. They'll get fed out. Or I moved those, oh come on, there you go. Where I moved those 3x3 straw bales, the other side of the wall down there. I set one of them down, and the rest of the stuff that was dry enough, that was on the trailer, is stacked on there, as well as the 7 oat bales. Woohoo! And Ty and I were talking. She said she saw in the book that they had a hose hanger on here. But she said it looked like it was back here. Well, maybe this one had it, maybe it didn't. There was a couple of welds on the bottom of this, but they're not exactly conducive for a hose holder, in my opinion. But there you go. I made that, just got it welded on, just got it painted. That's Case IH Red, in case anybody's wondering. And if you want to know what those are, I went back and measured the ones on the mower. They are 7/8 wide. The top is 1 1/4 inches. So 1 1/4 hole saw across the top, 7/8 drill bit across the bottom, and take the cut off and cut them. And fits just about perfect. The only thing I don't have for this is the deal for that plug-in. But there may still be one on the disc, and we don't use it. So if it's there, I might see if I can figure out how to put that on here too. Otherwise, it'll just hang with stuff. But anyway, that's how I finished my day. I still haven't done one other thing I was going to do, which is drill drain holes on the bottoms of these, probably on the back side, not necessarily underneath. But I thought, I wanted to do that because the hoses lay over there, and that's great. But yeah, you got to tie them, you got to do whatever. And this way, they'll drip about the same place that we already have a leak. And I don't know if it's a valve up there or it's that cylinder, but I got a feeling it's the valve up there. Yeah, it looks like it's the valves. That doesn't look like a fun job to, it's probably just O-rings, but that does not look like a fun job to get into. So anyway, that's the day. You've seen most of it. See if I can get all of it in order, because, Ty sends them to me, and then I got to figure out what order they were in, and Power Director gets them in whatever order I received them, which is not necessarily the order that they belong in. So I'm going to take a few minutes and figure that out and get you a video. So hope you all had a great Saturday. Hope everybody has a great Sunday. Oh yeah, by the way, neighbor's combine, I thought about trying to get some video, but I ain't been where I could watch him. They got moved down here, and I don't think there's anything left across the road from us. The sun was out for quite a while. We got up 90 plus degrees, but hell, it was 80 plus % humidity. But that was enough. The oaks must have thrashed, otherwise he wouldn't have still been running. And they finished that. There's 160 acres total at the neighbors, and there's about 40 acres that they don't farm of it. Well, 40 or 60. They're farming at least 100 acres across the road from us, plus another couple little patches next to it, plus another 100 acres on the other side of the next road. So they'll still be here for another day or so. I know they won't finish it all now. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.